Hello, welcome to Not Dead Yet's weekly music chat. I'm Dan.
I'm Lee. Hello.
We're just going to have a quick chat about what I've been listening to this week. So, Lee, do you want to kick us off? What have you been listening to?
Well, I kind of struggled to find a new album that I was really that interested in listening to, which is probably daft because there are so many new albums. I mean, I listened to the new Gaz Coombs album, which I quite liked, but it didn't blow me away. But
yeah, I skipped through that the other day.
Yeah, it's quite nice, so I'm going to kind of go back to that. But there's a few albums.
It reminded me of something else when I listened to it. I'll have to think about what it was, but I remember listening to it thinking, oh, you've done this as well then.
Ah, really?
Like it was like a change in direction kind of thing that someone else had taken and he'd done it as well.
That's his second solo album, I think.
Right, okay.
It's quite good, you know, but I didn't really give it much time. I mean,
big Supergrass fan.
Oh, he's Supergrass, fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to, there's a few albums I'm looking forward to, like Blur, which I got this weekend. A friend got me a copy.
Oh, right, really?
I've got vinyl and CD.
Ooh,
yeah, I'm
nice.
excited to listen to that.
What's it called? Miracle Whip?
Yeah, Magical Whip.
Right, okay. A Miracle Whip's that dessert in America.
It is, yeah.
But which I think is Angel Delight in this country.
Yeah, would be.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to a few albums that haven't come out yet. But one by a band called Goddamn, another by a band called Nod, or it's G-N-O-D, and I think it's pronounced Nod.
Like Gnome.
Yeah. Nod, and King Lizard and the Gizzard Wizard. I think I've got an EP coming soon.
That doesn't surprise me that you like a band called that.
They are quite good, actually.
Are they good, or is it just the name?
No, it's good. The name did draw me to them,
yeah,
fair,
of
but they are
course,
quite good. But so I've gone back and listened to one of my favourite albums of all time, Dusty Springfield's Dusty Memphis.
Okay.
Have you listened to the album?
I have never listened to that
album.
You shouldn't have mentioned it. You should have done it for that.
I was going to give you that as for album swap.
Yeah. Wow.
That was one of the ones, but I figured you'd listen to it already.
Right.
I mean, I say a huge, I don't know all of her stuff, but I absolutely adore Dusty Springfield. I think the album's amazing. It's got Son of a Preacher Man on it.
Right, okay.
It's like recorded in '69. And
in Memphis.
In Memphis.
Right.
Actually, final vocals were done in New York.
Okay.
Apparently. Thanks, Wikipedia.
Yeah.
But I mean, Dusty Springfield. I mean, I remember my dad won a competition on Capital Gold Radio to win a VHS compilation of the best hits of 1964. So I remember watching that as a kid, and I think that kind of shaped my music because my parents listened to like Capital Gold, so I really like Motown and a lot of 60s sort of stuff, and we probably had a similar sort of thing there. And I remember this video, and I remember being, you know, people always say like, music changed me when I saw Bowie on Top of the Pops, and I didn't do that. But what I do remember is seeing a few acts on there that I fell in love with. I remember Dionne Warwick doing Walk On By. Like, it's all like live from Top of the Pops type thing. And I remember just being like absolutely blown away. But I was only a kid, like I was probably like 9. You know, I was quite young, 8, something like that. But I remember Dusty Springfield coming on in black and white. And I think he's like, "You don't have to say you love me," and you know, like a coal-eyed, beehive hair.
Yeah.
And I just fell in love with her, like absolutely fell in love with her. And I think to this day, I still like this, you know,
she's never had that impact on me, which is why I've never listened to her.
I genuinely.
It's strange. I mean, I like her voice. She's got a great voice, but I've never been compelled to listen to her.
I mean,
or like seek it out or anything.
Yeah, I'm gutted. I was thinking of giving you that for album swap, and I wish I had saved that.
I'm kind of glad that you haven't though, because like I say, like it's just never grabbed me.
I think if she never grabbed you, I don't think that necessarily will change your mind. I think, but I think it's. I mean, Son of a Preacher Man's a big song. That's the main song on there. But also like Breakfast in Bed and The Windmill of Your Mind. Like honestly, and like Breakfast in Bed, The Stairwell. That's not on there. It's just, I mean, I just love her. I love her voice. I love everything. I just think she's amazing, and I think she struggled a lot in life as well.
Apparently it's quite a sad story.
I mean, she kind of like she was gay, and I think obviously in the '60s that was still, you know, at the time it was, you know, difficult, and I think she tried to define herself and not like in like I'm just a person. It doesn't matter if I like guys or girls, and I like guys sometimes. I like girls sometimes, you know. And I think she struggled with like kind of like alcohol and drugs and self-harm as well.
Okay.
I think, you know, so she tried to come to terms with a lot of things, and she died unfortunately in the late 90s of breast cancer.
Oh right.
I think it's
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just a stunning album, stunning. It's emotional, it's powerful. I mean, I think she kind of wanted to get back and be kind of like you know, kind of doing an Aretha Franklin style record.
Yeah, I think I got that sense.
And it's just one of my favourite albums of all time. I wish I'd saved that for album swap now. But
wow.
You
have to plan ahead carefully, Lee.
What about you?
I actually spent some time dicking about on Spotify this week.
How was that for you?
It was really good. You know, that's the joy of Spotify, isn't it? That you can start off listening to one thing and end up listening to something completely different.
Yeah.
And just go on a magical musical journey.
Yeah, it's good for that. It means you've got a short attention span though.
Yeah, no, that's true. But then what I did do was select some things that were interesting.
Okay.
And then save them for listening to later, which I've then done.
Right. Okay.
which is, I think, a more sensible way
Good call.
of using Spotify. So the things that I found this week, so there was an album called Oceanarium by a guy called Corduroi, and he's like a Texan electro music dude thing.
Okay.
But it kind of sounds like sort of early 90s drum and bass grew up a little bit.
Right. Okay.
I really, really like it. It's pretty cool. I think that's only just come out recently, so that's worth listening to. I also found an album called, well, a couple of albums, but this is one I'm going to talk about. It's called Her Decorated Post Love by Hotel Mexico. And now, I don't know where this guy's from. I don't know anything about them.
I've heard of them before.
And it's a really, really cool kind of summery indie album. It's quite jangly. There's a lot of chorus pedals on there. It's pretty cool, actually. I really like it. I listened to it about 4 or 5 times.
It's sort of like jangly. Is it like the Lars jangly or like more American indie jangly?
No, I would say it kind of made me feel more like the Smiths' My Bloody Valentine.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, weird, yeah.
Okay.
It's really, really good. I also found Vintage Romance, which is an album by 18 Carat Affair.
I think I've heard of them, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'd not heard of them before, but
Right.
that's kind of like hip hop beats-ish instrumental.
Probably haven't heard of them. Actually.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I gave that a few listens.
Is that a new act or is that an old act?
Yeah, I think new. Yeah, I'd never heard of them before, so I mean that doesn't necessarily. I'm not the font of the knowledge, but
Really?
I know I act like it, but I'm actually, I'm actually not. It pains me to admit. Yeah, but that's pretty good. And the last thing I found was Prhyme, which is PR or Prhyme.
Okay.
I
like what they did
by Prhyme, which is a collaboration between DJ Premier and Royce the 5'9". I think that's how you say it anyway. Royce the 5'9". It might not be. DJ Premier is from Gangstar.
I was going to say I recognise that name. I was going to say, is he?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
who's ever going Gangstar?
Guru.
Guru.
Who died a few years ago.
Yeah.
And that's pretty good. That's a straight up hip hop album, and it's great.
Similar vibes to like Gangstar, or completely different?
And a more modern take. What I did notice though is that there's a guy called Adrian Young, who's like a producer extraordinaire.
Okay.
And he did an album. Oh crap, what's it called?
Who do you produce?
His own stuff. He's done some stuff with Ghostface Killer,
Okay.
and but he's also like, I think he remastered some Delphonics albums.
Okay.
Which are amazing. His versions, they're really, really good. What's that album called? Something like Angelica or something like there's something about Angelica or something like that. It's called. But this Prhyme album seems to sample quite a lot of that.
Okay.
Which I found quite strange for them to keep going back to the same sort of source, and it being such a recent thing as well. You know, it's not that old, that album. So, but yeah, that's pretty cool. So yeah, that's what I've been listening to mainly this week. Yeah. I do just love Spotify. My sister sent me a text yesterday and said, "Have you got Spotify?" As in premium.
Yeah.
And I said, "Yeah, it's like the best £10 I spend in a month."
100%.
Yeah. And because she was saying that now, if you don't pay, you can't skip tracks.
They're trying to phase the free thing out.
I think that's fair enough, though. Really,
it's really big in the States, and I think they haven't. Again, the States where we were maybe like 5 years ago, because I think they only got Spotify relatively recently.
Okay, right, really.
And they're kind of like having the whole free thing. But yeah, I mean, I've had premium for quite a long time.
Yeah, no,
I
I
remember
have,
being able to listen to it, and then they started putting ads in like every other song,
Right,
and it got irritating.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised you can't skip now.
But to be fair, like a tenner. If you're a music fan, you're going to spend more than £10 a month on music.
Yeah, 100%.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I mean, historically, when I was really, really buying lots of records, I'd spend 10, 15 times more than that a month on music easily.
Yeah, totally, same way.
So it's just kind of like, for a tenner, it's just awesome.
I mean, the music on there. So okay, quickly then, what do you think of Tidal, which is a new Jay-Z streaming service? Basically,
I didn't know anything about it.
Basically, they've come off Spotify because Spotify doesn't pay very good royalties.
Okay.
So basically, they've got him and all of his rich friends.
Right.
And to do a rival, like some Madonna, Rihanna.
Okay.
To do a rival streaming service.
Fine, because I don't like any of them.
Yeah.
So, take your music out of an arena that I might accidentally hear it.
Yeah.
That suits me
Jay-Z,
perfectly.
turn it off, turn it off.
Well, no, I do kind of feel like that. I have no interest in that at all. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, get yourself Spotify. It's great.
One more thing on Dusty. I wanted to kind of a little bit tidbit. Apparently, she also suggested to Atlantic. I think it's Atlantic. In the 60s about signing this new band that she really rates. They signed this band on a lot of that recommendation and not really seeing them. The band was Led Zeppelin.
Oh, wow. Not bad.
Yeah.
So it's her fault.
Oh, oh, come on.
We're going to put out a Spotify playlist of the things that we've been talking about this month. So you'll either be able to get to that from our Facebook page or we'll probably tweet it. Yeah, we'll put it out on all of our social networking bullshit stuff.
Yep.
And you can follow us on @HelloNotDeadYet on Twitter.
Yep.
Email us at hellonotdeadyet@gmail.com. And Insta is blah, blah, whatever. You can find it all on there, basically.
And Facebook, Hello Not Dead Yet.
Facebook, Hello Not Dead Yet. That's it, yeah.
Keeping consistent.
Yeah, there you go. Nice.
Yeah.
All right, so that's us for this week. Hope you have a good week. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.